Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to talk about Neheb. Now, this was my pre-release promo that I opened up. I opened up this and 3 of those instant triple costed lightning bolts and a glory bringer, so I kind of played red-green. I did not honor Mr. Nicobolas, therefore I did not win much. Anyway, a Flick 3 is kind of not why we're playing him. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you get a red for each life your opponents have lost this turn. First off, I love the fact they're making cards for our format now in regular sets. And this, yes, this is what glory looks like. Now, the number 1 card I have spent days trying to locate, and apparently out there all in use, Aggravated Assault, is just... it's the shit with Neheb. Okay. All of those you get an extra combat phase cards pale in comparison for this purpose to Neheb, because Aggravated Assault says you get an additional combat phase and you get an additional main phase. So, if you've done however much mana it takes to activate Aggravated Assault, I can't think of it right now. If you've done that much damage before you attack, you have infinite attacks. Now, granted, you don't have infinite creatures, but you can just keep attacking. If somebody has no blockers or no creatures, you just keep hitting them. And the damage keeps going up. The mana keeps multiplying. It's just dumb. However, I do not have another Aggravated Assault. This is so... It's key to the deck. I'm going to get it. So I built the deck as if I was going to have an Aggravated Assault. Now, I'll even show you the card that's holding the place until Aggravated Assault. It doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever. This is holding my spot for Aggravated Assault. Mainly because it's 4 mana. And it takes up that slot. The second ride is kind of funny. It's whatever. But it's a placeholder. Maybe if somebody's soaring somebody in there at 10, or if maybe they Sphinx them. I don't know. However, let's get to the rest of the deck. There are a couple of other kind of themes in the deck. Since, double strike, you might as well have your infinite attacking creatures deal double strike damage. Dragon Roost is a mana dump. Pure and simple, just a mana dump. If you have nothing else and you get all this mana during your post-combat main, then you've got something to do with it instead of just wasting it and letting it evaporate. Twin Gods. There again, has flash. I like this over Furnace of Wrath because of the flash option. Furnace of Wrath, you just have to run out during your main phase, and more times than not, it has to table before you have any effect out of it, and you've done taken a crap ton of double damage. As where the Dictates you can play at the last possible moment before you combo off, and it more times than not you can work it to where you're the only one getting the benefit out of it. Now, some staples. Mono red, so I'm running Valakut, running the map to go get it. I felt like there's a here. Let's continue with the artifacts. Ruby Medallion, the Power Stone. I would like to protect my general. The Monument may not stay. I don't have like a ton of creatures, but I don't know. Using the mono red duo of the Goggles and the Gauntlet, because, where else am I using them at? The Quietest Spike fits the theme quite nicely, because they lose half their life. Ooh, I just hit the table. They lose half their life, and that's that. So that's a bunch of mana you're going to get. Rocket launcher's also another mana dump. Now, you're only getting one use out of it, so you better, dump all your mana to shoot somebody down. Let's talk about damaging everything. Sizzle just straight up deals 3 damage to each opponent. This is a good way to turn 3 mana into 9 or 12 or however many players. Earthquake style effects. You've got the rolling earthquake, regular earthquake, even comet storm. Oh, another creature that would be really good is Hitotsugu. You saw Hitotsugu's second round. I can't believe I didn't mention it then. Hitotsugu is awesome. I have one, and he champions his own deck, so you can't really take him out. But Hitotsugu would be awesome because of Overblaze. Overblaze is, each time a permanent would deal damage to a creature, this turn it deals double. So on your epic combat turn that you're doing, yeah, it makes it kind of sweet. Acidic Soil is going to do some damage to everybody. Slagstorm is pretty versatile. Flame Rift is just, oh my gosh, it's the greatest Dark Ritual in the world. 2 for like 16, 12. Oh man. Kind of makes you want a storm thing, but it's not that deck. Expel is a good way to dump some mana. So I got some Bonfire, some Fireball. Detonate serves several purposes. It destroys an artifact. It's an Expel, so it's your mana dump. It does some damage. Beacon of Destruction does some damage and shuffles back in. That's fine. Straight damage. Incinerate and the Lightning Bolt. Pretty much it. The Thunderous Wrath, because sometimes you pull off a miracle. And Pulse of the Forge. Now, Pulse of the Forge is just a fun card that I don't play a lot with, so try to work it in here. You're just about going to always, in multiplayer, find somebody that can take 4 and still be higher than you, so you get it back. Now, Vandal Blast is utility. Volcanic Fallout is the pyroclasm that hits everything. Now, Urza's Rage. So tiny it started getting fuzzy. Urza's Rage. It's hard not to deal. If you've got the free mana, this is a 10 damage spell. A lot like Searing Wind. Most of the time in decks, I wouldn't be playing these cards. They're so expensive, a lot of mana. But these 2 cards do what we're trying to do. They spend your ton of mana, and they deal a ton of damage. So, now, Browbeat is not exactly the greatest card. I've always been a fan of Browbeat because to a lot of people, it looks like, well, you're not going to get what you want. But you know what? I'll take either. I'll take either 5 damage or 3 cards. Now your opponent in this deck is faced with, well, do I take 5 and give them 5 mana? 5 more mana? Or do I just let them draw 3 cards? So, yeah, somebody's going to pay the 5, and that's totally fine. Now, Past in Flames is going to get back our stuff because, there's no reason not to. However, I want to talk about the Goblin Game real quick. Okay, everybody plays this hide-and-seek game, and then everybody loses life equal to however many number that they hide. But then, somebody's losing half their life. This is 7 mana spell that's going to generate a ton of damage, hence a ton of mana. Now, let's see. Let's keep going here. To go on with our perfect aggravated assault turn that we just go infinite with and just start smacking people around, Wave of Indifference is our, hey, look, dudes can't block. It's especially valuable if you've got one opponent who has no creatures, is just open, and you start dealing damage to them. Yeah, you probably kill them. You get all this mana, and Wave of Indifference the rest of the board. So that's pretty cool. It says target creature, so I probably need to think about a spotlight up in here. Now let's talk, not really combo, but I've always loved Pyrohemia. Pyrohemia is red is the color that Pestilence should have been in from the beginning. I love it. But here, we're getting kind of tall, so let's. It's a good way to deal damage to players. It's a good way to spend unused mana. The problem is it deals the damage to everything. There are some applications in this deck with the Overblaze. You can spend 1 to deal 2. That's fine, but I'm kind of more fine with the 1 because Urza's Armor is going to prevent that 1 damage to us. Now, Pyrohemia also has the rider that, a creature's got to stay in play. You know what? I'm fine with that. I've got me a Stuffy Doll. I would have me a Blasphemous Act if I could get my hands on one, but apparently I've used all them as well. But anyway, you hardly ever see decks with Stuffy Doll without Blasphemous Act, and I know it's a beautiful card, and yeah. So what am I up to? 3 cards I need to get: Aggravated Assault, Blasphemous Act, and Heartless Hidetsugu. Okay. Now, just in case you don't draw your Stuffy Doll or somebody does some crazy exile shenanigans, I do have a 4-pack of creatures that are just solely in there based on they have protection from red. Now, this guy's not real bad anyway, because once he flips, you do that extra 1 damage, so that's fine. And then the 3/2 pro red. Let's get into the creatures here. Now, this guy is a favorite just because, it's a good way to spend mana. It's a good way to deal damage. It's a good way to destroy crap. So, we don't have a lot of enchantment removal. Pretty much Chaos Warp is it. And Morrow says that should have never been made. But anyway, this will, non-land permanents. It'll destroy creatures. It'll destroy artifacts. It'll destroy planeswalkers. That's right. Fire Servant makes our, lightning bolt cool as shit. So, and all of our other Comet Storms and whatnot. Now, Soul of Chandalar. Yeah, the avatars from M15 have never seen a lot of love because they all are not. It was kind of like Titans, the rehash, but the Titans were so overpowered that they just they couldn't follow that up. But 6/6 first strike for 6 is whatever. What we're doing here is the 5 mana first activation. 3 damage to target player and 3 damage to one of their dudes. Because, wow. With a ton of mana, this gets really, really good. And there's a way, let's see, maybe you could, if you were in blue, you could do like what is that, where your activated abilities cost 1 less, and you could get it down to 3, so you're doing 3 damage and getting 3 mana, and you could just continually do it, whatever. Anyway, now, Magma Giant, don't care. 2 damage to each creature and each player, so that's really good. It helps you, you know. Now, 1 damage to each opponent. You play an instant, you untap it. So there's some... It's good that this is early. It fills out your early turns if you don't have another drop, and you're talking about late game. This could add up to some damage and some mana. Now, Galvanoth. I'm sorry. Wrong card. I picked up Hell's Thunder. Hell's Thunder. Hell's Thunder is really good because it don't die till the end step. So if you're doing this crazy combat shenanigan aggravated assault turn, you can get your money's worth out of this 4/4 flyer. Has haste. Now, our good old buddy Kamal just taps to bolt something. That's, you know, that's what you're wanting. Now, another thing that I thought of was, if we're doing this magical turn of all this aggravated assault combat damage, let's play with our good old boy Shivan Dragon, because fire breathing. Fire breathing. You know how awesome that is with a crap ton of mana and another combat step coming? So I swing in, I deal the 5. Say I've just got him. Just got the Shivan Dragon. I've done some damage, you know, earlier in the turn. Maybe I tap my Alchemist or whatever. So, swing my Shivan Dragon, deal 5, spend the mana, have another turn. Keep doing this. Keep ramping up. So, when I attack the second time that turn, I've dealt another 5. Now I get 10 mana, because they've lost a total of 10 life. Now I have enough to start activating the aggravated assault and throwing all the excess into the Shivan Dragon. Okay, now he's an 8/5. Swing again. Okay, now he's a 12/5. Swing again. Yeah. Fire breathing, I just stumbled across it. So I was like, you know what? We're going to, you know, put in like 3 cards of fire breathing. That's fine. There are better options out there, by the way. I just kind of like the casting cost of where they fit in the deck. Granted, the Furnace Whelp may not be the best option because of his 2 ass, and he's gonna die to a lot of our stuff. But let's face it, you're probably not gonna play it. Galvanoth, the card that almost was. You know, hey, maybe you pop up a Searing Wind and you win the lottery. So, Cinder Elemental is another great way to spend that mana, and another great way to deal some damage. So, now, I had this Illusions of Grandeur with Utvara Hellkite. The only problem is, I didn't put any haste enablers in the deck, so what is that, a 4th card I need now? Some kind of haste enabler? Jesus Christ. I guess I did not have the cards to build this deck the way I wanted to, and that's what took me so long to build it. But if you've got a haste enabler, Fervor, whatever, I have plenty of chaff in here I can take out for Fervor. But if you've got a haste enabler and infinite combat steps, wow. Utvara Hellkite is more, it feels a lot more like Win More. And sometimes that's a cool thing, sometimes it's not. Fanatic of Mogus to each opponent. Now, how many red mana symbols you got? You multiply that times players, and bam! Or multiply times opponents, rather. Anyway, this guy just coming into play is going to generate a ton of damage, hence mana. So, if you need to start off your mega turn, this would probably be the way to do it. Our last and final card, Obsidian Fireheart. Now, there's nothing I do not love about this card. It's 4 mana, 4/4. The 3 mana ability, it's amazing. The reminder text, Morrow says this is the perfect reminder text because it is reminder text, it's flavor text, and it's trinket text all together. the land continues to burn. That is beautiful. Anyway, enough mana you've got. You're just going to put a blaze counter on every damn land on the board, and then, well, then everybody's coming for you. But that's fine. Anyway, that's all I've got for Mr. Neheb. He's complete, but love the deck. It'll probably go through many iterations, but it's great. FYI, have y'all looked at the price of Aggravated Assault lately since this card came out? Since Neheb came out? Oh my god. It's like $15 or something. I don't know. It's crazy. It used to be a trash common or a trash rare. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for watching. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.